with you. So understanding all of that which you have created throughout your lifetime. The third stage is a clear concept of what causes conditions or disease. My reasoning of all of this that I'm taking in, if I'm not clear, if I don't have a direction in which I'm moving, if I don't know what is my purpose and my goal, my vision, I will arrive someplace, and it will be by accident, and it will be like operating in a pinball machine. Eventually it will get to the divine, but like in a pinball machine, if you haven't set a goal, if you haven't set an intention, you're just bouncing around according to wherever the paddles tend to throw you. Choose a path and get a clear concept about where it is that you are going, what it is that you want to bring into your life, how you want to bring that there. And then you want to move into the stage of realizing truth. Realizing. In our 5 steps of treatment, realization is where we go into that moment that we say, I know that I know that I know. I may not have that absolute definitive picture of what the object looks like, but I know that I know that I know. Knowingness is more important. That feeling of knowingness is more important than thinking. Because if you start thinking, you start getting into the way. Can you move into that place of knowing? Knowing the truth that God is all that I am. When I stand in that consciousness, in that stage of consciousness of knowingness, I don't have to figure out the details. I can look at situations and say, what I want out of this situation is happiness. Spirit knows how to get there. It knows how to get me there in a much more immediate way than I do. I have to get out of my own way. What's in my consciousness? This idea that I have to make it happen? There is nothing that I make happen. What I do is I allow the power of the presence to move through me, as me, and is me. It looks like, it feels like, if you're observing it, it might appear that I'm making it happen. But in my best moment, I'm allowing it to happen through me, as me. The next stage is application. None of this is of any use if you do not put it into action. You must take this outside of this room. You must take this outside of the class. You must take this outside of just reading. You have to take it out and apply it into your life. You have to take knowingness and apply it into your life. You have to take truth and apply it into your life. You have to take what you are understanding, what you are visioning, what you are getting clear on, and take it into action. Make it work for you. Not make it work for it. Allow it to work for you. Bring it forth in a greater experience. And it works in the smallest, little, tiniest ways. It also works in huge things. I had the experience this week of putting in some new ceiling fans. And the box said on the remote control, battery included. But you know, after we got it up, there was no battery to be found. And there was no way to turn it on because it was remote control. And it was one of these unique little batteries that who would ever have one of these around? And I looked in every nook and cranny of my home that I could, thinking maybe I could find a battery. And I looked and I looked, and finally I just said, forget it. I'll go to Home Depot later. I'll get a battery. We went to put the next ceiling fan up. The comment was made, because it was not a remote control, wouldn't it be funny if the battery was here? It wasn't. And not only was it not there, but we were missing a washer. And so we went out to the garage because I have a whole thing of collections of washers. Does any of your dad do like my dad? Everything he saved in little baby jars, little washers and screws and nuts and bolts, all of this stuff. I've taken that on. I've become my dad in my mature age. So I knew I had a bunch of washers out there. So I went out, I opened up my box, and what was there? The battery. I don't know why I had that battery, but there it was, the exact odd, unique A23 12-volt battery, not the square ones, a round one. Some other device in my house has this same battery. I have no idea what it is. But I have this battery, and it worked. That's when you allow it. When you let go, you decide you're not going to make anything happen. You go on to the next step, and something draws you. If we had not needed that washer, we would have not gone to that toolbox where the battery was. That's how it works in the most minute ways. And everything else in my life comes about in that miraculous way that I saw and I know that is consciousness. What is in your consciousness? So I wanted to offer this as a way for you to build and to structure and expand in your consciousness. So I'm offering a Wednesday evening healing meditation for the summer months. So there's going to be the June 6th is visioning, June 13th is understanding, June 20th clear concept, realizing more truth, applying it. Spiritual focus prayer teams is how we're going to complete this, so that you have others that are joining together in small groups and praying, supporting, building consciousness together as a collective. So there are flyers that are available about the Wednesday evening healing service. I invite you to all come in. And I'm offering quadruple mileage points. The principle of oneness. What's in your consciousness? So just go within here for a moment. Take in a nice deep breath. Allow yourself to relax in the chair that is fully supporting you. Breathe in once again and release. Consciousness is more than our thinking. Consciousness is more than our thought. Consciousness is all that we have accumulated, all that we have achieved, all that we have experienced, all that we have allowed, and then even more. It is eternal, it is infinite, it is limitless. Open your consciousness to a new level. Everyone begins where they are right now. You are right where you need to be on your path. Your next step leads you to the next level of consciousness. Boldly step forth into the truth of who you are. Visioning, understanding, clear concept, realizing more truth, and then applying it. These are the stages of consciousness. Enter into each and every one. And if you would, repeat after me. There is only one life. And this life is perfect. And this life is God's life. And this life is my life now. And so it is. Namaste.